The last time anyone saw Jessica Monroe alive, she was stepping into the elevator of the luxurious Blackwood Hotel. The doors closed. She never came out. Jessica had been smiling in the lobby just hours earlier, her auburn hair catching the golden light of the chandeliers. She checked in alone, a backpack slung over one shoulder, her Nikon camera swinging from her neck. Room 814, Ms. Monroe, the front desk clerk had said, handing her the keycard. Enjoy your stay, she had, at least, until 10:17 p.m. The security footage was clear. Jessica stepped into elevator 4, humming softly, scrolling through her phone. The doors slid shut. The elevator ascended. But when it reached the 8th floor, Jessica wasn't inside. No one saw her exit. No other cameras caught her in the hallway. The elevator's interior camera had glitched. 12 seconds of static. When the image cleared, the car was empty. Her boyfriend, Mark, called her phone 17 times before driving to the hotel at 2 a.m. Frantic. The staff searched her room. Bed neatly made, luggage untouched, phone missing. Then, at dawn, a maid screamed. Jessica's phone was inside elevator 4, lying face up on the floor. The screen was cracked. When Detective Sarah Hayes played the last voicemail, the room went cold. A garbled, inhuman voice whispered, "She's with us now." Detective Sarah Hayes had seen missing persons cases before, runaways, kidnappings, even the occasional staged disappearance. But this one felt different. Jessica Monroe hadn't just vanished. She had been erased from that elevator. Sarah stood in the Blackwood Hotel's security office, rewinding the footage for the 5th time. The grainy black and white image showed Jessica stepping inside, the doors closing, the elevator ascending. Then static. 12 seconds later, the doors reopened on the 8th floor. Empty. No way out. No signs of struggle. Just gone. She turned to the hotel manager, a sweating man in a too-tight suit. "Who has access to the elevator maintenance logs?" The manager hesitated. "Just engineering and get them." The records showed routine checks, except for one entry the night Jessica disappeared. 10:30 p.m., elevator 4, routine diagnostics, signed, L. Graves. Problem? Leonard Graves, the hotel's head maintenance technician, hadn't been scheduled to work that night. Sarah tracked him down in the basement workshop, a dimly lit room smelling of oil and damp concrete. Graves was in his late 50s, his hands rough from decades of fixing things most people never thought about. "Did you service elevator 4 last night?" Sarah asked. Graves didn't look up from his workbench. "No, the log says you did." He finally met her eyes. "Then someone used my name." Sarah interviewed the night staff. A young bellhop, Javier, hesitated before speaking. "Sometimes, I hear things near that elevator, whispering, like someone's trapped inside the walls." Sarah's skin prickled. "Show me." They stood in the silent hallway as elevator 4 hummed between floors. Then a sound, faint like nails dragging along metal. A muffled voice? Javier crossed himself. "I told you." Back at the station, Sarah flipped through Jessica's recovered notebook. Most entries were cheerful sightseeing plans, cafe recommendations. But the last page made Sarah's breath catch. Day 3, something's wrong. "I keep hearing footsteps outside my door, but no one's there. The elevator, it feels like it's watching me." Beneath that, a hasty sketch. A strange symbol like an inverted triangle with a line through it. Sarah recognized it. She pulled cold case files. 3 women had disappeared from the Blackwood Hotel over the past decade. All last seen entering elevator 4. And in each file, the same damn symbol. Sarah played the distorted message from Jessica's phone again. This time, she enhanced the audio. Beneath the static, Jessica's voice, terrified, barely audible, whispered, "It's not an elevator. It's a doorway. Want to uncover the truth behind elevator 4? Like, subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story will leave you sleeping with the lights on." Detective Sarah Hayes sat in the dim glow of her desk lamp. The case files spread before her like pieces of a nightmare. 3 missing women. One cursed elevator. And now Jessica Monroe. She rubbed her temples. It's not an elevator. It's a doorway. What the hell did that mean? A quick record search revealed something unsettling. The Blackwood Hotel wasn't always a luxury getaway. It was built on the ruins of the old Blackwood Asylum, a place shut down in the 1950s after reports of patient abuse. And worse, Sarah dug deeper. The hotel's architect, Elias Voss, had been a recluse, obsessed with hidden geometries and spaces between spaces. His original blueprints showed something strange. Elevator 4 was designed differently from the others. Thicker walls, an extra shaft beneath it. And then there was the maintenance man, Leonard Graves. He'd worked at the hotel since it opened, just like his father before him, who'd been an orderly at the asylum. Too many connections, too many secrets. Sarah needed to see that elevator up close. That night, Sarah and Mark, Jessica's desperate boyfriend, met in the hotel basement. The staff had been ordered to keep elevator 4 out of service, but Sarah wasn't taking chances. She brought bolt cutters. The elevator doors groaned as she pried them open manually, revealing the dark shaft. A stale, metallic odor wafted up. Mark shone his flashlight downward. There's something below the car. A narrow service ladder led into the shadows. Sarah went first, her pulse hammering. At the bottom, they found it, a false panel in the elevator floor. Inside, a cramped passage led to a sealed chamber. The air here was thick, suffocating, and then Mark's light hit the wall. Dozens of them. Women, all young, all terrified, their faces frozen in silent screams. The most recent photo made Mark choke. Jessica, her eyes wide with horror, a shadowy figure looming behind her. But worse than the photos was what lay in the center of the room. A chair. Strapped to it was a small tape recorder. Sarah pressed play. A voice, dry, rasping, whispered, "They never leave. They just become part of the walls." Mark staggered back. What the fuck is this place? Sarah had no answer, until the elevator above them suddenly moved. A mechanical whir, the cables tightening. Someone had called it down, toward them. They barely scrambled out in time. As the elevator descended into the shaft, Sarah caught a glimpse of someone inside. A tall figure, barely visible in the dim light. Then the doors closed. The elevator returned to the lobby. Empty. Sarah's radio crackled. A uniformed officer upstairs. "Detective, you need to see this. We found Graves' work locker. Inside was a journal. Page after page of rambling handwriting. The elevator is hungry. Takes the ones who hear it calling. My father knew. He fed it for years. Now it's my turn." And beneath that, a list. Names, dates. Jessica's was the latest, but not the last. The elevator doors slid open. Jessica Monroe stood inside, pale, shaking, her clothes torn, her eyes hollow. Mark lunged forward, but Sarah grabbed his arm. Something was wrong. Jessica's lips moved, but the voice that came out wasn't hers. "You shouldn't have come down here." Then the lights went out. A flashlight beam cut through the dark. Leonard Graves stood at the end of the corridor, his wiry frame silhouetted against the elevator's glow. In one hand, a rusted fire axe. In the other, a key dangling from a chain. "It's too late for her," he rasped. "But you can still walk away." Sarah drew her gun. "What did you do to those women?" Graves smiled. "A cracked, broken thing. Not me. The house. The thing inside it." His journal had said as much. His father had taught him the ritual. Every few years, the elevator demanded someone. And if you didn't feed it, it took someone anyway. Mark shouted, "Jessica, run!" But she didn't move, because the shadow behind her did. It wasn't a man. It wasn't anything with a name. Just a shape, blacker than the dark, stretching like oil across the walls. The air turned thick, sour. Sarah's gun trembled in her hands. Graves whispered, "See? It's already got her." Jessica's head jerked sideways. The shadow pulsed around her, tendrils snaking into her mouth, her nose. Bang. Sarah fired. The bullet tore through Graves' shoulder. He screamed, dropping the axe. The shadow hissed, recoiling, and Jessica collapsed. Graves bled out before the ambulance arrived. Jessica survived, but she remembered nothing. Not the elevator, not the room, just fragments of nightmares. The hotel sealed elevator 4 permanently. The case was closed, but Sarah couldn't let it go, because 3 weeks later she got the call. Another woman, another hotel, and on the wall beside the elevator, the same damn symbol. Some doors shouldn't be opened. If you want to uncover more chilling disappearances, like and subscribe, because the next mystery is already waiting.